Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mangs, and this music is so nostalgic! It's been a while since I did Fire Emblem 6. I can feel the nostalgia, it's coming back to me. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, Fire Emblem 6 was the first Let's Play I ever made on this channel. I think it was like 4 years ago. And the only guy who really watched it consistently was Mr. Antinen at the time. It has gotten a little bit more popularity as of late, but yeah, it's a very old Let's Play. Anyway, haven't touched this game for many years, but recently something caught my attention. It's called the Fire Emblem 6 Redux patch. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. It was actually Marky Joe 1990 who made me aware of it. He talked about it on Skype, and he praised it very highly for being a very good hack, so I decided I should check it out. I'm not sure if I'm going to make a full Let's Play of this. Fire Emblem 6 is a pretty long game. I mean, my original Fire Emblem 6 Let's Play is like, what, 70 parts long? It's a pretty fucking long game. But I really wanted to make this video and highlight the changes the hack makes to the game. And in particular, I'm going to focus on the changed base stats on the growth rates, and I'll be bringing up some info on the screen for you guys to read along with me. So this hack does not change like any major components of the game. What it does is that it essentially rebalances the different characters. It gives them fixed base stats, changes their growth rates, and one major thing that this game does is that it scales the game much better than the original did. Because let's face it, I love Fire Emblem 6 to death, but the game certainly has its issues. Especially the scaling on hard mode, and yes, I am playing on hard mode right now. Someone on the thread on Serene's Forest was nice enough to link a save state with the hard mode enabled, so you don't have to play through the game. But yeah, the hard mode starts out punishing. Blah, Mangs can't talk today. Let's try that again. The hard mode starts out punishingly difficult on Fire Emblem 6 hard mode. It is basically just a slaughter. You have to use Marcus if you want to survive. I don't think I did in my original Let's Play, and I got beaten up over it. The enemies have something called double hard mode bonuses on the first chapters. I'm not really sure what it is, but it makes them pretty darn strong. They're scaled down in this hack, so the first 7 or 8 chapters, especially chapter 7, that's a nightmare, is a lot easier. However, as the game progresses, it gets a lot more difficult. We're talking Last Promise levels of difficulty, and Marky Joe, as I said, he praised it very highly. He said that towards the end game, this game gets absolutely insane. And it also fixes the final bosses, which are a joke in the original. Like, I'm pretty sure how to pronounce that name. We have something called Idun Ketchup in Norway. I always think about that. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked here. The last boss of this game is pretty much considered to be one of the easiest in Fire Emblem history. And that is like compared to guys like Birdo from Fire Emblem 5, which is, you know, that says something. And especially Sephiel and John and all those guys, they're very easy. They get slaughtered incredibly quickly. And the last chapters of this game is really just a face roll. The dragons aren't even scary. This hack fixes all of that and makes the game really scary towards the late game. So anyway, I'm going to be making this part. I'm going to be highlighting the changes done to each character in your starting group. I'm probably going to play the first chapter. Maybe I'll play a couple of chapters. We'll see if you guys really end up loving this. And who knows, maybe we'll get a second Fire Emblem 6 Let's Play on the channel. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's talk about Roy, the main character, the main dude of the game. He's the red-haired, awesome guy. Now, I gotta say, the main issue with Roy was never his growths or his base stats, but the fact that he promotes so insanely late. This sadly has not been fixed in this hack. I'm very sad to see that it wasn't. But this hack doesn't really try to change any major parts of the game, it just changes the units and the base stats and the growths. But he still promotes fucking late, which was his main issue to begin with. But let's take a look at what's different about Roy. So, Roy has enjoyed a substantial increase to his skill. His resistance has also gone up 3 points. His skill has gone up 2 points. I suppose this is alright, you know. Roy was always pretty good at facing magic users. Now he's a little bit better. Apparently resistance is very important in this game. Like, really important. much. His growth rates have been changed substantially. He's received a 20% increase in strength growth. His speed has also gone up by 15%. His luck is unchanged, and so is his resistance. So it's basically just a hit point increase. No, sorry, what am I saying? It's basically just a strength increase as well as a speed increase, which is okay, I suppose. I don't really think Roy needed it, but it's okay. Then we're gonna go over to Marcus. Marcus has received some substantial increases. He is much more powerful now, if I may say so. His base stats are largely unchanged, although he's been nerfed slightly in the defense and resistance department. He's lost a single point of defense and resistance, and I suppose this is to make him a little less tanky, because really that's what you use Marcus for in the Fire Emblem 6 hard mode. You basically just... he took hits. That's what he was there for. And I guess this just makes him a little bit worse at doing that, but his base stats are still pretty insane. His growth rates are where shit really hits the fan, though. They have been changed considerably. His hit point growth have been increased massively. He's gotten a small bonus to strength. His skill has it's doubled and then some. He's gone from 20% to 55%. That is pretty insane. A small bonus to speed, 5% increase. His luck has also increased vastly by 25%, gone from 20 up to 45%. But his defense and resistance is unchanged. So Marcus hasn't really gotten any more tanky. He's just received an overall boost to his growth rates. And I'm not sure if I agree with this or not. I always thought Marcus was pretty okay in Fire Emblem 6. He didn't scale amazingly, but then again, that was never his purpose. He was just there to carry you through the beginning of the game. According to Marky Joe, he still falls behind the rest of the group, just a little bit slower this time, so I assume it's okay. Anyway, let us go to Alan. He is the next guy on the lists. So Alan, he's the strong guy, the guy who hits very hard. Of course, Alan and Lance are two of the best units in this entire game, due to the fact that they joined so early, like at the start of the game, and they can support with each other. Alan and Lance was definitely the MVPs of my first Fire Emblem Let's Play, and they're probably going to be the MVPs in this one as well. Anyway, one thing I noticed about the chart, which I used to gather my stats from, on the the creator of this hack, which, funnily enough, I don't remember the name of, but I will include the name in the YouTube description, listed the wrong base stats for Alan. It says that his new base stats are have a strength of 6, yet here he has a strength of 7. And yes, I did check that I got the patch installed properly. It also states that he has 6 speed as well as 6 defense. And 5 speed, but this is not true, so you gotta check your numbers, and I hope that these are not the only cases where they're wrong, because if you've listed the wrong growth rates, then this video kind of loses its purpose. Anyway, let's talk about Alan. He is pretty unchanged in the base stat department, really. There's really not a lot of things that are different with him. However, his growth rates have been changed quite a bit. So he's received a slight nerf to hit points, gone from 85 to 75%. Don't really understand why. I mean, I never really thought Alan had too many hit points to begin with, but, you know, I suppose it's okay. His strength has been increased from 45 to 50%. Okay. He was always a strong Cavalier, so I suppose this is just to strengthen his role as the strong guy. His speed has actually been reduced from 45% to 35%, so it's a 10% decrease in speed, which is quite substantial, I gotta say. This will mean he'll have much bigger issues doubling in the late game. So it's going to be interesting to see how badly this affects him. Speed is a pretty iffy stat to nerf. When you take away a unit's speed, you take away a lot of their utility, you know. Bartray is a very good example of that in Fire Emblem 7. His speed is really bad, and it can really fucking hurt him. If he doesn't level speed, then he won't be able to double anything. And it really takes away his utility. At least I think it's Bartray. Or was it Dorcas? I can't remember. One of them are really fucking slow. His luck is unchanged, so is his defense. However, funnily enough, his resistance has been doubled. He now has 20% resistance growth, up from 10%, so he is much more of a magical wall. As I said earlier, the resistance stat is so much more important in this game. I don't really know what is the purpose behind this, other than making Alan a little bit better at fighting magic usage? Maybe he just needs it to stay alive. I don't really know. Alright, then we have Lance, the green-haired guy of Doom. He has also got some wrong information right here. It says that his base stats are a defense of 6, yet here it shows 7. And the chart also claims his speed is 5, yet his speed is actually 7 here. So, again, you need to get your numbers correct if you want to post a flowchart. Anyway, as far as his growth goes, I think they are mainly unchanged, if I am not completely off the hook here. Just gonna make sure I don't mix up the unit growth. I have a list next to me that I read off on at the same time as I commentate, so that does mean I might have to stop and think a little bit sometimes, so I don't mix things up. But yes, he does have a slight increase in defense, as well as a slight increase in strength. Other than that, he actually has a slight nerf in speed as well. His base speed was actually 8, so a slight nerf in speed. However, his growths are where the major changes are at. His hit point growth have been nerfed slightly, down 5%. He used to have 80, now he has 75%. His strength has also been decreased by 5%. So, you know, Lance was always the fast and an accurate guy, and he was never really strong or tanky. And this has just been... basically, his role has just been more strongly defined. However, his resistance has been increased a lot. It used to be 15%, now it's actually 25%, so he's even more of a magic wall than Alan is. So other than that, his growths are pretty much unchanged. Lance is a weird unit right now. I wouldn't exactly call him tanky, with a defense growth of 20%. But it is weird that he has such a high resistance growth, which is pretty unusual for a Cavalier. You do gotta keep in mind that when Cavaliers promote the Paladins, they do get a significant boost to their resistance. So this will, coupled with his new resistance growth, will make him pretty tanky against magic users, which I suppose is a good thing. Alright, then we're gonna check out Volt. Now, Volt has changed quite a lot, and thank God for that. Now, Volt suffers from something which I call the Archer Curse, which is a very relevant thing in Fire Emblem. The Archer Curse is that, in addition to being a bad class, now many people don't understand why the veteran players hate on archers so much, and that's because they really don't see their weakness. They're not really apparent at first glance, but archers are really weak because not being able to retaliate in melee means that the AI will very quickly gang up on archers, and you'll end up having to fight a lot more enemies, since your units that can actually retaliate and take out enemies during the enemy turn won't be able to do it. And on top of that, bows are just pretty weak in general, and you know, even though they're effective against Wyvern Knights, which are a huge pain in this game, I may add, the Wyvern Knights have such crazy defense that the bow users can't really scratch them. You know, you're better off just using magic against them, really. So I don't really like archers. However, the creator of this hack has clearly seen Volt's issues, because that's the thing, Volt also really has super crappy base stats, and this is a common theme for most archers in Fire Emblem games. Their base stats are just so low, and I don't really understand why. I mean, they aren't really good as a class. So Volt, as we can see right here, he's received a pretty kick-ass bonus to his skill. It's practically been doubled from 4 to 8. His speed has also been doubled. It used to be 5, now it's 10, so he's going to be doubling people from the get-go. Let's see, there we go. Yeah, his luck has also been increased substantially from 2 up to 6, and he's also received a slight increase in defense from 4 up to 5. So, and his resistance is still crap. Constitution is not bad for an archer. He can use steel bows without losing too much speed, and he can use iron bows unhindered, so that's pretty cool. However, his growth has also been changed. Hit point growth from 80 up to 85%, so he's a little bit more durable. Strength has been increased from 40 to 45%. His skill actually has been nerfed by 10%, so it's 40 now, down from 50%. So I don't really understand this change, but I'll take it, I guess. I mean, his skill was never the issue to begin with. His speed has been drastically increased from 40% up to 60%. Which means he'll probably just cap speed as a sniper. I don't see why he wouldn't. So he'll probably cap speed long before he becomes a level 20 sniper. He'll surely cap speed before he promotes like at 20. So I guess it's awesome to have a fast archer. It does mean he will dodge a lot of incoming attacks. His luck has also been increased by 15% from 40 up to 55. His defense has been increased from 20 up to 30%, so he's a lot more tanky, and his resistance stays the same. So he's pretty crappy against magic users, but a good archer now. I'd call him very decent. He still suffers from the archer curse, which means that his class is really holding him back, but right now I consider him a unit I would want to use in my main group, because I do like having one archer in my group, and the reason behind that, as Mr. Entinen exclusively pointed out in one of my comments, I think, is that archers are the only class in the game with a class exclusive weapon. Like by that, of course, he means that they can't use swords, lances, and axes. The bows that drop in this game can only be used by them, and of course, nomad troopers and, you know, those mounted archers. But that isn't the point. Anyway, what I mean by that is that if you don't use an archer, all of your bows will simply just be waste of space. You can basically just sell them. Whereas when you use the archers, at least you can take advantage of the good bows. Besides, it's awesome to have ranged units. You know, even if they suck, they can still do something. Then we come to balls. Now, if you watch my Fire Emblem 6 Let's Play, the first one, you'll remember balls. The reason why I call him balls is because my friend played Fire Emblem 6 in the cartridge untranslated. And he actually reads a little bit of Japanese. The thing about balls, or boars, as his real name is, it's pronounced burusu in Japanese, but he mistranslated it to Barusu. I don't exactly remember how he did it, but he said, "Mangs, why is my armor knight named Balls?" And I found that incredibly hilarious, so I just ended up calling him Balls, pretty much because he sucked balls. Balls, he really sucked in the original, and great things have happened to him. The reason why he sucked was Balls was always a weird unit because his defense was really low, but here, well, he's been changed, so let's just go over him, shall we? So his base stats have changed. His strength has been increased slightly from 7 to 8. His skill has been increased substantially from 4 up to 9, which is pretty kick-ass. And his speed has also received a slight improvement, but he's still gonna be pretty fucking slow. Luck is unchanged, defense is unchanged. Actually, no. His luck and defense has gone up by 1 point each. So he's a little bit more tanky and a little bit more lucky, which is always nice. But his resistance is unchanged. However, his growth rates are where things really get serious. So he has the same hit point growth. However, his strength has been increased by 10% from 30 up to 40. His skill has been increased from 30 to 50%. And his speed has been nerfed, actually, from 40 to 30%. Thank God. He always was way too fast for an armor knight. Now he's back where he belongs in the 30% departments. His luck is unchanged. It was always ridiculously high. And his defense, thank God, has been improved from 35 to 45%. It was a much needed change. Balls could really get screwed in the defense department and stay at 12 way longer than he should. And funnily enough, his resistance has actually been halved from 10 to 5%. It's an interesting design philosophy. I suppose it's like Balls is not supposed to be a magic wall, and I guess that's really where the issue lies. He's an armor knight. He's supposed to tank physical stuff. So, well, that was a lengthy explanation of the main characters. Now let's actually play this game. Let's just make sure our animations are set properly. Attack speed is fast, and I don't like the auto cursor. You know what? Let's change the layout as well, shall we? This one's cool. So yeah, I don't really have much data about how the boss have been changed and how the enemies have been changed, but I do know that they're scaled down. So without further ado, let's just get into this. This is kind of just where we play the game. Now, I won't really be voice acting anything in this Let's Play. This won't be a story-based Let's Play. And before I continue, I would just like to add one final thing. There is a new translation patch of Fire Emblem out now, and it's really fucking good. People have really retranslated the game, because the original translation patch really sucked balls. And, you know, it doesn't really translate the core essence of the game. It was just a roughly translated version that lost out on a lot of cool dialogue. Sadly, this patch does not follow that translation, so it's an old one, which means I'm not going to be voice acting anything. I'm just going to be playing through the game and skipping all the dialogue, because that's not why I'm playing this hack. I'm playing this hack to review the gameplay, not the story. If you want to view the story of this game, then go back and watch my original Fire Emblem Let's Play. I'm going to throw a link to it in the description. Anyway, it would be pretty fucking awesome if this Redux patch could include the translation from the new translation patch as well. It would be golden then, because that is really fucking good. Anyway, we see here that Volt actually doubles with the steel bow. Thanks to his new base speed, Volt is a lot better at doing this shit, which is what you really want from an archer to begin with. The ability to weaken foes. And of course we have our MVPs right here. Now, also another thing that I want to feature, actually, oh god, I have a lot of Fire Emblem 6 related things to talk about. There is an amazing playthrough, Mr. Antonin linked it to me, of people doing Fire Emblem 6 hard mode with 0 growths. This is not using the Redux patch, obviously. And it's so fucking good. Oh my god, they are so talented. It's insane. I'm just gonna attack this guy with a javelin. I'm probably not gonna hit. Yay. And they are not only doing a 0% growth run, which means that no characters level up stat whatsoever. Yeah, I know, it's insane. I can't fucking believe it. But not only that, they fucking, like, they do it ranked. So, not only do they not level up, but they also do it in the shortest amount of time possible, which baffles my mind. Like, it absolutely makes me go. Like, they use rescue chains to complete chapters in 3 turns. It's insane. There's no way I could have done that. I thought I was good at Fire Emblem. I have no fucking clue. Alright. Good. Now, after I was made aware of how True Hit works, I must say my perception on Fire Emblem has changed quite drastically. Now, if you don't know what True Hit is, it's basically that the hit rates displayed on the screen isn't actually true. They are very false, in fact. The closer a hit chance is to 100%, actually the higher it is. So a 90% displayed hit rate is actually somewhere along the lines of 96. So, and the lower they are, the lower they also get. So 20% is actually 8. So I don't really know why they put it in. Probably to make it easier. Anyway, let's focus a little bit about the game and let's stop talking. We need to kill this guy. So let's kill this guy. Oh, I missed this. Oh my god, the amazing music and all greatness of Fire Emblem 6. I missed you so. I'm gonna make an effort to try and complete these chapters quickly. I do kind of like completing them quickly. I'm probably gonna use some... Ah, nice, I can actually weaken this guy with Marcus. I'm probably gonna be rescuing Roy and moving him up. I'm not really gonna focus on killing all enemies and getting a shot on experience. Although I've heard that you kind of need to do that in this game. Which kind of worries me a little bit, I gotta say. So I can weaken this guy a little bit, or I can attack this guy. If I do 10 damage, that should be good enough. I already noticed that the game is significantly easier. The first chapter is a nightmare on heart mode. I don't know why I keep saying that. It is really a fucking issue, but no more. Can I kill this guy with... No, I can't. Can I kill this guy? Well, I need to kill this guy first. Gotta make sure I don't die. That would be really, really embarrassing. Okay, Volt cannot double this guy. 85% chance to hit. Should be roughly around 92% true hits. So I'm pretty confident about that. This should make Lance capable of killing this guy. Wonderful. So if you see a 99% hit chance displayed, it is actually somewhere along the lines of 99.8%. So you can be pretty fucking sure that shit's gonna hit. Alright, we can use a Lance, does more damage. It's not as reliable in the hit department, but we're gonna hit. Alright, oh, did I misplace? Oh, crap. That was not a very smart idea, man, so you need to check your surroundings. Yeah, that was a little bit scary. Crap, I might lose someone right now. Wow, I died on the... I'm an idiot. All the talk about the game being like easier and shit, and I still get fucking owned. Yeah, that was fucking retarded. Oh my god, that was terrible. We gotta do that again. All right, this is not gonna include like 20 minutes of me talking though. That's for sure. Yeah. Oh my god, this intro is so long. Let's try that again. Holy fuck. What was I doing right there? I don't think I was optimally using my units. And that's never a good thing. We could certainly rescue Chain Roy up, but I'm not sure if I really want to. Can we double any of these guys with Alan or Lance? I think we can kill this guy with Alan and Lance. We should definitely stick with swords, because the lances simply makes them too susceptible to hits, which is not nice. So we gotta also make sure that Volt take care of one of those guys. I'm not sure if Marcus actually kills the fighter on one turn. I'm probably gonna check if he does that or not. No, he won't actually, so Volt can finish the job. Always really liked Marcus in this game. He's not like incredibly or ridiculously OP like he was in Fire Emblem 7, where he literally kills everything he touches, which kind of makes it a little bit hard to use him to chain up new units because he just steals all the experience he gets. He doesn't leave anything for the youngsters. Like, younger Marcus was a lot more selfish. Older Marcus is a little bit more kind. Like, you know, it's kind of like along the lines of like, I'm gonna help Roy and his crew level up, not just take. And this is the Archer Curse viewed in action right here. This is the problem with the archers. Like this, the archer can't do shit, which makes me sad. Alright. Shall we rapier this guy? Probably. Pretty sure Roy can handle that. I mean, they have a 55% chance to hit him, which still gonna hit him. Mangs, are you gonna die again? God, I'm out of shape. Shouldn't be too hard. Let's need to make sure I actually hit these guys. Not gonna be a doubling with the steel bow. How about this guy? Can I double this guy? Nope. Suppose it's just gonna be an iron bow to the face then. Volt is actually also really injured. I gotta be a little bit careful about that. But I need to kill this bandit, so I'm just gonna silver lance this fucker. His silver lance is really the reason why Marcus is so good. Like, his base stats are much lower than other Jagans, although Jagan in Fire Emblem 1 was actually pretty crappy, but that's beside the point. I'm actually going to move Lance up here to shield Roy. With his sword, he should be fine. He can take a few hits. But yeah, Jagan from Fire Emblem 1 was actually super crappy, but he had the Silver Lance, which made him the true MVP. Can we kill this guy? We should be able to box him in at least, so we can do this. And we can use balls as a wall, you know, the way it's intended to be used. But I think in the original version, these guys would have hit much harder. I remember them two-shotting Alan and Lance. Now they're more along the lines of 3 to 4-shotting them, which is much nicer. And these guys used to double balls as well. If you were a little bit unlucky with their speed gains, because hardware bonuses are a little bit randomized, they could easily double balls, and he would be 3-shotted by them, so that was pretty nasty. Alright, nice one, Lance. Nice one. That's what I like to see. Nice. Okay, so we should be able to clean up the rest of the guys easily right now. Probably just going to use Marcus to take out the boss. We also need to go and visit the village for the extra gold. I think they give you, what is it, like 5,000 gold in that village? Pretty important you get that. You're going to struggle a little bit if you don't. And I will include, by the way, the oh no! Oh my god, Roy almost died again. Oh my god, that would have been so fucking embarrassing. My god, Manx, you are terrible. Alright, need to kill the bandits. Can we double any of these guys? Yes, we can actually double both of them. I'm just gonna be a little bit careful about this guy. We have no healer, so we can only rely on vulneraries. This actually won't be a kill. This will not. What? Okay, let's just do this then. We could get a crit. Not fucking likely. 3% translates into like 1.5 in terms of true hits. Pretty ridiculous, really. Well, we can take out this bandit at least with Lance. Actually, that was a little bit of a bad move, because I'm not sure if Balls can attack right now. Balls would have been able to take out that Dragon. Alright, what is he getting? Skill and luck. Classic Lance level up. Actually, his luck is not really that good, so it's not really a classic Lance level up, but you get my point. He at least gets skill quite a lot. That is kind of like... I do believe Lance kind of outshined Alan in my original Fire Emblem 6 Let's Play, but that was mainly because of RNG. Lance just got way better level ups than Alan, so he became godlike. I think I promoted him first as well. And he really just ended up shining a lot. Can Roy take out this guy? Probably not. No, it's probably gonna have to be Marcus. Why is he using his Silver Lance? Mangs, what are you doing? See, now this shit happens. You can't use your Silver Lance for that, Mangs. I'm clearly out of shape. I'm not ready for elite version of Fire Emblem 6. I think I'm gonna get slaughtered later on in the game, to be quite honest. Is it time to do a Vulnerary on Roy? I think it's time to do a Vulnerary on Roy. Also, by the way, one thing that I didn't include is that the supports level much quicker up right now in the patch. Like, they've halved the growth of many supports, so you get them twice as quickly, which is a blessing, I gotta say. That shit was kind of required, because the supports in this game, oh, they're so slow. Sometimes you need to wait like 200 turns next to another unit before they gain their supports. I am not even joking. You might think I'm joking, but I'm not. 200 turns to get the A rank support. Like, it's beyond ridiculous, really. Supports are basically, if you don't want a good speed stat, and if you like pressing and turn a lot, then you will get supports. If not, well, good fucking luck. And, oh, by the way, that list which explains what unit supports with who, forget it. That's not gonna happen in this game. You're gonna have to figure it out on your own, which means using the internet. But back in the days, they didn't have internet. Wow, science like history lesson with Mangs. Making you aware of stupid things you were not aware of. In the old days, there was no internet. People had to do things on their own. I gotta say that internet has changed the way games are working, though. Another thing that you may or may not be aware of. In the back in the old days, you couldn't just go to the internet and read a guide. You had to talk to your friends, read Nintendo Power, or figure shit out on your own. Sounds a little bit more epic. I can't really remember those times. Oh, I can remember the times without internet. Hit points, luck, and defense. But we started getting internet in our house pretty early on when I was very young. We weren't allowed to use it much, though, because it did cost a lot of money. Alright, time to use Marcus to take down this guy. Actually, is this a good idea? Probably not. I think I'm actually going to use a Vulnerary on Marcus, because he actually ended up taking quite a bit of damage. Lance is also very injured. I don't really want to waste any more Vulneraries, though. But Roy needs one. As long as we have Marcus, we should be fine, really. Alright, let's go get the gold. So that's 5,000 gold received. Pretty sweet. I know you guys might be sad about me not voice acting. I know a lot of you guys love my voice acting, but the voice acting is not really the key focus of this review. It's more like a review than a Let's Play. But I still feel like I want to play each chapter to actually get a feel of how they change instead of just listing all the changes. You gotta play something to actually review it. Or so I like to think. Can we kill this guy? He will actually retaliate on us, but we can survive that. He only does 7 damage, the wuss that he is. He has a lot more hit points than us, though, because of his friggin' hard mode bonuses. But nothing we can't handle. Alright, Balls, can you be useful for once and hit on this? That would be very nice. Thank you. Thank you, Balls. You're a top lad. Can this fighter reach Balls? I don't think so. Can Roy kill this guy? He can, with a regular iron sword on top of that, so that's great. You don't want to waste Roy's Rapier. Roy's Rapier sees a lot of use in this game, because there are, the horse units in this game. One thing that I'm actually not sure about is whether this hack has changed, whether Rapiers are super effective against nomads, because that's a big issue in chapter, is it 3? I can't remember, 3 or 4. It's a chapter where you face all the nomads. Nomad. And that chapter is a nightmare, because nomads are so much faster than anything else you encounter, and they just wreck your army, really. And Roy's Rapier would make short work of them, were it not for the fact that nomads are not considered horses in this game. They're considered nomads. So if the game does change that, then I will be very happy. Anyway, time to take on the boss. He has a steel axe, which I always found really funny. It pretty much means he'll never be able to... Didn't he have a hand axe in the original game? You damn idiots! I always loved his battle code. Well, that didn't go well. I suppose it's gonna be Marcus Rama all the way up in here. Wow! Have they upped the stats of this guy? I don't remember him being this good. I remember Marcus. Okay, I could have killed this guy, nevertheless. Wow. When did he get his stats off all of a sudden? Holy crap. How does Marcus not double this guy? They might have upped the stats. I'm not sure if there's multiple people creating this. I haven't really checked. But could be that all of the bosses have gotten a major overhaul. Because I don't remember this guy having 36 fucking hit points. I could be wrong though, so don't quote me on that. I'm sure some of you will still fucking quote me on that because you're douchebags. But yeah, this guy will take a few hits to get rid of, and he also does substantial damage to Marcus, which kind of makes me a little bit afraid. Because if he hits Marcus, Marcus will have to cope vulneraries all day and night. Can I actually rescue Marcus with my other Cavaliers? Yes, I can. So I can attack with him this turn, and if things really go south, I can rescue him away. I need to do it, because he's going to heal himself up in between each... yeah, as you can see right there. That's nasty. That is really nasty. I'd like to use the steel bow, because the iron bow hardly does damage. Steel bow hardly hits, though. Alright, we'll have to rescue Marcus out of there. We'll use a rescue chain with balls. And then maybe Roy's up for the task. I do love rescue chains, they're so nice. Oh my god, he does 18 damage, which is... it's actually one less... I wonder if this is intentional. He deals one less damage than Roy has base health, which is peculiar. This could be intentional. So that Roy actually has some chance against the boss, in case you don't want to use Marcus. Crit! God, what is this guy? What did they feed this guy when he was a kid? Holy crap. I want him to join my group. He'd be pretty kick-ass. He's like level 5! Look at those base stats! Imagine having... Okay, his luck sucks, but that is outside the question. Imagine having a fighter like that in your army. Holy crap. You know, when Marcus can't even touch the guy, you know he's pretty... you know he's for real when Marcus can't touch that guy. Ow! Nevertheless, he should go down. We're just gonna rescue him away with balls. Crap. Marcus is injured. Lance is... Oh my god, everyone's fucking injured! Alright. Guess it's gonna have to be another vulnerary then. God damn it, this boss. I guess we could chug a couple javelins at him. I mean, it helps, right? 4 damage is... still 4 damage. Come on, dumbass. Haha! I called you dumbass. Don't hit Jesus fucking Christ. I suppose I could kill him with Marcus. Also, I should have dropped Roy off this turn, but... could try to hit him with other stuff first. He has like 1 hit point, but... Oh, you just know Marcus is gonna miss at that. You just know it. You just fucking know it, right? I'm not gonna risk losing Marcus. I'm gonna let Alan... Oh, 76%. That could have been so terrifying. We're strong! Yeah, we'll voice act a little bit. Alright, Alan. Good job. Speed. Wonderful. Well, as long as you level up something. Alright guys, how many turns did we spend on this? 11 turns. I think the, like, no growth rates guys managed to beat this in 3 turns. They're fucking insane. I can't fathom how they do it, but they're amazing. I'm gonna link, if I didn't mention that already, I'm gonna leave a link in the description to that Let's Play, because you need to watch it. It's great. Anyway, that's chapter 1 completed. And, if you want to see more, then by all means, let me know in the comments section. It's a little bit long in this episode, but I did spend a long time talking about the stats, and there's not going to be that many new characters joining at once in the subsequent chapters. Normally, there's quite a lot of units joining in the next one, but that's outside the point. From that point on, there will only be like 1 or 2 new characters at most, so they should be a little bit shorter. Anyway, it was fun playing Fire Emblem 6 again. So yeah. Remember to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And as always, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.